The Ring of Nui. You'd never heard of such an artifact, but couldn't help but remember the ring Iana had given Lucius as a symbol of their love. True, that was long before they'd received the powers they were known for. But it was Iana who'd received the powers of Nui and become the goddess during the expedition. Perhaps when they'd entered the mythical garden, the birthplace of the world. The ordinary ring she'd given Lucius had been imbued with power, just like she was. You searched for what you'd seen of her memories, and a fortress-like prison filled your mind. Had Lucius been convicted? Oddly enough, Iana turned, and you saw Lucius standing at her side. Sloane's home was sparse and compact. Clearly, he had no family. However, the note from the ring box hinted that he did have someone special. When you touched the cushion inside, you got the vivid sensation it had held the Ring of Nui, and that it was, indeed, the ring Iana had given to Lucius. How many love stories had that humble circle played a role in? First Iana and Lucius, then Sloane and his mystery love. Certainly the Bloodhounds had no such romantic intentions for it. You combed Iana's memories, but again saw no reference to the Bloodhounds. There was no hint at why the ring would be valuable to anyone but lovers either. And not a clue as to what powers it may have received.
During battles, numbers beside the word combo show
As Malcolm fell, a golden rune flamed on his arm. It looked exactly like your own. You started to ask him about it, but his last breath rasped from his lips, and he grew still. You seized Iana's memories. They must contain some kind of clue. However, their connection to the rune was as inscrutable as ever. What you did see was another member of the expedition take credit for Lucius's play. The selfless act had exonerated Lucius at the cost of his friend's freedom. Shocked to receive such a gift, even from a friend, Iana grew passionate about saving him. Here, you realized the history books had it wrong. Though the adventurers had wanted to find the birthplace of the world and the source of magic, the real catalyst for their adventure was a prison break. After helping their honorable friend escape prison, they'd had to flee the city. If Iana's memories had shown you anything of use, it was that history could be rewritten and shouldn't necessarily be trusted. All accounts painted Sloane as a normal, retired soldier, but he had somehow come into possession of the Ring of Nui, a powerful artifact. There was clearly more to his story than you'd uncovered so far. Even Malcolm was more than he seemed. He'd raved about a war, but peace had reigned for centuries. He might have gone mad, or he might have known something that you didn't. And how had he ended up with your same birthmark? Did it mean he recalled Iana's memories too? Perhaps he could have explained everything. As it stood, even his foster mother knew nothing of his origins or the birthmark you shared. For once, instead of a stranger's memories, your mind was clouded only with questions. Malcolm had told Emma he joined an elite religious group. But which one? The area was certainly ripe with Dahuta cultists. Could they be related to this Maya as well? Legends said that before she became the goddess, Dahuta had been an ordinary elf. And, like Iana and Lucius, a member of the library expedition. you'd glimpsed a stunning elf in the background of Iana's memories. It was probably Dahuta. When she'd entered the garden, the birthplace of the world, she'd become the goddess of change. Just as Iana had become Nui, goddess of the hereafter. Though most Nuians worship Nui, their namesake, perhaps Malcolm had been hoping for a change.
Shift, left click, and drag to move most UI elements.
떠돌이가 점점 많아지는군.
Malcolm's empty grave yawned up at the sky. It seemed an oddly appropriate setting for you. Since you couldn't seem to escape the memories of the goddess of the hereafter. Though she'd left you countless happy musings of lazy afternoons in Lucius's arms, she also shared her pain. While given a god's abilities and duties, she'd been left with her human sympathies and emotions. As it turned out, most creatures did not die in peace. They left the world kicking and screaming, torn by great regret and protest. Sometimes, spirits had to be literally dragged out of mangled corpses. Iana had such empathy that she had devoted her human life to helping the needy. As a goddess, every unhappy soul she guided to the hereafter had rent her heart to pieces.
Equip your glider to your shortcut bar to deploy it quickly and easily.
떠돌이가 점점 많아지는.
It had always been clear that Marion came from wealth and breeding. But seeing her guards, it struck you that she might not only be rich, but noble. Long ago, the ruling queen was an elegant woman named Marion. She was forever memorialized in the name of the city of Marianople. 3 powerful families still ruled the city, vying for power between them. Each named their daughters Marion, in the hopes of fating her to be the next queen. And of course, fating her family to ride her coattails to new heights of prominence and wealth. Naturally, many commoners secretly named their daughters Marion for the same reason. But commoners didn't typically have cadres of loyal guards. The Marion who'd found you could be of noble blood, a powerful ally indeed. Marion tended to babble, because so much of life reminded her of history. Her pet topic was Lucius. The more she spoke of him, the surer you became she was indeed Iana's Lucius. Marion was one of the most educated people you'd met. Only the very rich could afford to spend so much time learning instead of earning a living. When you asked how Marion knew so much about Lucius, she showed a prized possession. A tattered, well-loved volume called Gods and Heroes. You were familiar with the title. It was the story of the expedition. If only Marion knew how familiar you were getting with that story already. Not to mention that you were hearing it straight from the source.
You can't gather or craft without enough labor points, which regenerate over time.